What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 7 of the NPL. This week we are going up against the We're going up against Fog, coach of the Maritime Mantines, who are sitting atop the luxury conference 4-2 with the same differential as us. We are coming into it top of the NPL, 5-1. Man, I am excited because this one is going to be on Wi-Fi. Or not going to be, it was on Wi-Fi. This is a post-narration. This one, on Wi-Fi, I will go over the team right now, but first I want to give out a big thank you to Evan, coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, for recording this for me on his capture card. That was a big help to me. Makes this look so much better than it would have using my stupid little webcam to record it. Anyway, let's get right into the battle, or not into the battle, let's go into the team preview. This week I am bringing a Assault Vest Azumarill with the moves Aqua Jet, Ice Punch, Play Rough, and Knockoff. With those 4 moves, I felt like I would be able to hit most of his team either super effectively or knock off its item, i.e. Chansey. It has just enough speed to outspeed something. I'm not sure what it was meant to outspeed. I think it was meant to outspeed Chansey, and then the rest of it was dumped into HP. Next up we got a Shed Shell Hippo. I brought the Shed Shell on it because he has a Gothitelle. Gothitelle would have been really detrimental to Hippo, as Hippo does a lot of work to his team once the Amoonguss and the Keldeo are both out of the way. So I needed to make sure that I still had it around and it was able to get the rocks up. Next up I have the Choice Scarf Latios. This is going to be my main check to a Scarf Keldeo or his Mega Charizard after a Dragon Dance. It also has the Trick in case he wants to switch in the Amoonguss or the Doublade or Chansey on it. Next up we have a Violite Magneton. It was brought mainly for the Skarmory, which he didn't bring. So this battle is not going to really do a whole lot, just looking at his team. It has Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, Flash Cannon, and Protect. Protect is there to scout for Diggersby's moves. See if he's Scarfed, or Life Orb, or Banded, whatever. Next up we're bringing the Mega Heracross because it does a shit ton of damage to his team once the Mega Charizard is out of the way. And lastly we were bringing the Substitute Nasty Plot Thunderous, which again, it'll do work once that Chansey is out of the way, but until then, it's not going to really have to do a whole lot. There's a lot of different endgames that I can go with, and whatever one comes to me first, I'm going to take and run with it. Let's look at the lead matchup. I decided that Azumarill was probably my best lead because I could either knock off whatever he wants to bring in. If he led off with the stupid Doublade, if he led off with the Doublade, I could get a knockoff on it. If he led off with Keldeo, I could just play rough, and nothing really wants to take that. Plus the following Ice Punch if he goes into Amoonguss. And if he wants to go into Diggersby, I can just go ahead and knock off against that because I know he cannot kill with a Choice Banded return, and I can retaliate and end up finishing it off with an Aqua Jet. He does indeed lead off with the Diggersby. He does not want to take an Ice Punch, or not an Ice Punch. He wasn't expecting the Ice Punch. He does not want to take a Waterfall just yet. So I'm going to do exactly what I said I was. That's go straight for the knockoff. I'm expecting the Spore here, which is exactly what happens, which is why I go into Magneton. Like I said in the team preview, it's not doing a whole lot this match, so might as well leave this as sleep fodder. So I can get a free switch back into my Latios. so I could go for the Side Shock. However, he pulls a switch here as well, going into his Charizard. This is not a favorable matchup for him. If he chooses to stay in, he will die to a Draco, or not a Draco, a Dragon Pulse. And that is exactly what I go for, intending to hit something. Intending to hit the Charizard. Right here, he switches into Doublade and shows that he has Pursuit. I live somehow. I was blown away. I think that if it was a stab attack coming off like a Bisharp or something, it would have done a whole lot more. So I'm just going to go straight into the Azumarill. He's fearing the knockoff. I do click that because that would be my best play. I know I can go ahead and safely go for Ice Punches against the Amoonguss now that he cannot put my Azumarill to sleep due to the Sleep Claws. And from the damage that was done by the first Ice Punch, I feel comfortable enough going for this second one. The first one did around 50%, so I'm hoping not to get a low roll. And that's exactly what happens. The Amoonguss goes down. We are up 6-5 with our Azumarill in here. So he's going to go ahead and bring in the Diggersby. I feel safe enough to just stay in and click Ice Punch because I know I can live, like I said earlier, I can live a return from him. He ends up pulling a double instead into Keldeo, expecting a switch from me. I don't know what he was expecting me to go into. However, I'm just going to go ahead and take it out with the Play Rough. So Azumarill's putting in the work. That's 2 kills for it right away. And now he's not going to mess around. He's going to go back into his Diggersby. And I am going to go right into my Hippo now. Now that the Amoonguss and the Keldeo, the 2 things that could easily take out the Hippo, are out of the way, I feel safe just coming in with it and walling whatever he wants to come in with. He ends up locking himself into Quick Attack. I know this now because that was the first attack that he had shown and there was no Life Orb damage. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the Stealth Rocks as he brings in his Chansey. Now right here he shows that he has the Ice Beam, and I was a little bit blown away by this, not only because Ice Beam on a Chansey is not really seen that often, it's coming off a base 50 attack, special attack stat. So I'm just going to go ahead and roar him out. Luckily, it brings in his Doublade. Really, anything that I brought in would have been okay. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Slack Off, expecting him to set up like a Sword Stance or something. However, he's going to go for the Toxic. And Toxic is going to start wearing me down eventually. But I am comfortable with this right now. Mostly because I can just click Earthquake right here, do a good bit of damage, and this amount of damage is critical. If I got any more or any less, he would not have been able to set up a substitute and die to Stealth Rocks on switch-in. If I got any more, he would not have been able to get up that substitute. If I got any less, he wouldn't have died on the next switch-in. As I am going to roar him out, he is living on like, what, 3 HP, whatever that is? You can't see it because he had just roared him out. And right here, I was hoping to God that it would bring in the Charizard, and that's exactly what happens. Takes out half of his health, and he knows that he has to get off damage, hope to kill me, or he would have to sacrifice Chansey or Diggersby just to an Earthquake, or just a couple Earthquakes and switching around. He doesn't want to risk that, however. He goes straight for the Dragon Claw, doesn't kill, and I'm going to go ahead and Earthquake as this toxic damage has racked up to the point where it's going to take me out at the end of the turn. So we are going to have a double down. It is 5 against 3. And right here, I am going to decide to go into the Magneton. Magneton, again, it wasn't really doing a whole lot, so I just wanted to see what he wanted to go into. If he locks himself into Earthquake here, which he does, that's going to give me a free switch into Heracross, Latios, or Thundurus. I decide to go into Heracross right here. Heracross can come in, go for close combat. If he decides to switch out into the Doublade, it's going to die. I'm going to get my free Mega Evolution off. If he went out into Chansey, it probably would have been for the best for him because I would have had the defense drop for Diggersby to come in and ensure a KO with a return. However, he goes into the Double Aid to die to the Stealth Rocks, which in and of itself was a good play, just to see what I wanted to go for. So he's going to go right back out into his Easter Bunny. He's going to click return, and I live on 33 in the red. That was really close to killing, but it was not going to kill. I calced it right before. I knew that the most he could do was about that much, so he got a max roll. And I'm just going to go ahead and click close combat to finish out the game. So great game, Fog. Thank you for doing this on Wi-Fi. A big thank you again to Evan for recording this for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this match. We are going to sit atop the NPL at 6-1, clinching the first playoff spot for this upcoming playoffs. We are sitting at 6-1 with a plus 16. Make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe if you want more. Next week we go up against Stab X4 and the Chicago Sacred Fire, so look out for that, and I will see you guys next time.